I've been working with an online fitness coach for 9-10 months now. And when I first looked into getting some help, or in fact, the many times over the last many years I've looked into getting someone to support me with nutrition, with fitness and so on, I've always been a little bit hesitant because I know how to eat well. I know about macros, I know about calories in and calories out, I know about portion size and so on. I know about nutrition, I'm really interested in it, and I've had many a year, many a decade as a woman struggling with reading about, learning about these topics. On the fitness side as well, there's so much free information. I've done the free YouTube videos. There are free apps they've been running off and on for years, and a bit of yoga. I do lots of exercises, and I, again, know how to work out, right? I can buy the things and use them at home and so on. So why on earth would I pay money to work with someone when I already know what I'm doing? I know what I need to know. I know that I should be able to do this by myself. And yet, in the last 9-10 months, or in fact, I should say really in the first few months of working with Hannah, my fitness coach, I toned up, lost more weight, felt fitter and stronger than I ever have in my entire life. Now, and I apologize if this is triggering for anyone. I don't want to focus on the body weight issue, but for me, having had the 2 kids, having been a little bit more overweight than I wanted to be for quite some time, even before the kids, so I can't really blame them. And also maybe not quite making time for these things, right? Doing a few workouts here and there, but still not really getting up to that fitness level that I wanted to. The difference she has made, the fact that I was finally able to hit these goals, get to the weight I didn't even think was possible anymore, go down a couple of sizes, all these things that for me were important, meaningful goals, was incredible. And I think, my goodness, why didn't I do that sooner? And the truth is, there's a lot of ego involved. In this case, I don't even have to tell you this. I could have worked with her, and I do work with her privately offline. And yet, funnily enough, there isn't that much of a stigma attached, really, is there, to working with a personal trainer? It's the kind of thing that, physical health, actually, physical fitness is something that we really accept. Having a coach, obviously athletes, professional sports people have coaches and so on. But there is something about swallowing our ego and saying, hey, you know what? I can't do this myself, or maybe I can, but I would like some help. I'd like the really tailored support in terms of my specific challenges, having someone who's checking in with me once a week, having a group in this case as well. We have a really supportive WhatsApp group. I'd really like someone who I can ask questions of, my specific questions, not just, Google and find some general forum discussion and so on, to modify and update and challenge me when it comes to the fitness exercises, increasing the weights and so on, right? So there's so much value in having this individual person I can chat to on WhatsApp. We can have a call whenever I need to. We check in. I get the tailored program that gets updated, etc., etc. The same thing applies in business or in whatever area of your life where you're not quite achieving the goals that you think you should be able to achieve. I should be able to do this. It's just that I'm procrastinating. I just need to find the time and then I will. Fine, by all means, if you're happy to wait for that moment when some miracle will happen, and you know what, over enough time, yes, probably you will manage to do it. But why on earth do we wait? Why on earth do we put our lives, put our goals, our most important, meaningful, aspirational goals on hold, when in fact there is so much help available? And again, of course, the challenge in business and career and so on is that there's too much information, free groups and so on, and that has a huge value, all the free content available. But just like in fitness, there are only so many podcasts you can listen to, YouTube videos you can listen to and so on. At some point, you get to that level where you need that tailored support and guidance. So whether you reach out to me, I don't mind. I'd love to work with you if we think it's a fit, but I'd really encourage you to reach out to somebody, to swallow your ego, to look realistically at what you want to achieve, what you maybe haven't been achieving, and then, hey, have a chat with somebody, look for what support is available, and see if you can't perhaps get to those goals that little bit faster, a whole lot faster, have more fun along the way. And in fact, working with a coach can even challenge you to dream even bigger, than you thought. So maybe you're making incremental progress and hoping just to get one step ahead. In fact, making those huge transformational leaps could be absolutely life-changing. So take a leaf out of my book, swallow your ego, admit that, hey, I could do with some help here, look for that help. And again, if you do want my help, if you've been following my videos, my community, you know what I'm about and how I might be able to help you. Get in touch. You can comment below, message me on your favorite social platform, or you can book a call at onestepoutside.com onestepoutside.com/call, onestepoutside.com/call. But I leave you with the call to action to call somebody, to speak to somebody, to take a breath, take a step back and think, hang on a second, who could I turn to help me do this better, faster, and more enjoyably? I'd love to speak to you. Talk to you soon.